Alright everyone, my name is Jared and I am from TechWorks, and today we're talking about the Pixel 2 XL again, but we're going to talk about it in a different light. So for anyone who's been watching my channel, who's been watching my videos, I like this phone. Probably one of my favorites, probably most certainly in the top 3, and it may very well be my number 1 for a lot of reasons. However, a lot of people aren't going to pick this phone. It might be just for a reason of they don't know a lot about Google's devices. It's not in carrier stores besides Verizon, so maybe they are skeptical of it. Maybe they don't believe in the almighty Google and don't think that it has much value to bring. Well, besides all the great things, which I have certainly talked about in droves for a long time in many videos about how great the camera is, how great the software experience is, how quick and snappy and great this device works, there's going to be people who don't like it. And today I'm kind of going to rip it apart and say why you shouldn't get it, why there is other phones that may have a more complete package. So we're going to get right into it. The biggest problem that people are probably going to have with the Pixel is that the Pixel is plain. Now, it's like vanilla ice cream. There's nothing wrong with it. It's always good, but there's others that have a lot better options, right? So what I mean by that is when you get a Samsung phone, you get a phone that has IR scanning. It has, a health heartbeat monitor, O2 sensor, iris scanning, attention awareness features, all that stuff. You have features out the butt. So many features, you have no idea what to do. Wireless charging, not that that's a less mainstream feature, but you still have it. Things of that nature are just not present on this device. They just aren't there. You get the Pixel, you get Android at its purest. It's vanilla flavor, right? And that's great if people like it. So you don't have the attention scanning ideas. You don't have Apple's Face ID. You don't have Samsung Pay, which personally I like more than Android Pay, or what now is called GPay, because it works on card readers that don't have the NFC chip. It can use it in many different card readers. So it's plain. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but what it does do, it does well. The next thing why people might not like it is they might have a bad taste in their mouth about all of the screen issues. So the Pixel XL, if you've been living, so people heard in the news all these reports of how bad the Pixel XL screen is. Sorry. The Pixel 2 XL screen, people said had a blue shift. Now, I definitely have a blue wallpaper on there, as you can see. So whether you see it or not in the video, this is something that doesn't bother me personally, but I know how negative hype can affect a company. So you get a bunch of reports of, oh, the screen is blue shift, the screen, bad screens, blah, blah, blah. People are gonna wanna stay away. So what I don't understand is why Google made the Pixel 2, the smaller version, that had a fine screen, be it, more bezels, but it had a fine screen, no problems, yet they went to the Pixel 2 XL with LG's OLED, and it just, for whatever reason, screwed the pooch. It just doesn't work for it. So they had a lot of issues, they had a lot of articles, they had a lot of everything talking about how the screen is quote unquote bad. So negative publicity, negative hype, it definitely puts a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and you might be one of them. Another thing is this phone isn't sold in carrier stores. So for many people, the way they get new phones is either the installment plans with your carrier or carrier deals, buy one, get one, X amount of dollar off deals. This phone is only on Verizon. For many people, that's not a problem, especially if you have Verizon. But for people like me, I have T-Mobile, or my girlfriend who has AT&T, you would never get a deal on this phone from your carrier. You either have to buy it through secondhand, which sites like Swap it, eBay, whatever, or you have to buy it right from Google, and more than likely pay full price. When I bought this, it came with a free Google Home Mini. okay, so I got a free gift with it. Again, not end of the world. So the pricing structure is harder than, say, Samsung. Samsung and Apple have deals all the time. I know T-Mobile specifically, even on the iPhone 10, had buy one get one $700 off on the iPhone 10. That's huge. That's a huge thing. So you just don't have that. So the lack of exposure might be something to think about. Another thing is, this is only Google's second generation of phones. Right? So they had both the Pixel and the XL for first gen, and the Pixel 2 and 2 XL for second gen. So they're new. They're new at making hardware. Their software is top notch. Their software, to me, is personally the best, and the hardware is what has to catch up to their software. So that's definitely one of the things. It's a new company in this market, the market of phone production, not software. Android's been around for a hot minute. The next thing I'm going to say is price and build quality. So this is a flagship phone, without question. And a flagship phone comes with flagship prices. So the top end of this phone, the 128 gigabyte version, which is what I have right here, is just about $900 or a little more. I think it's actually a little more with tax and things like that. So you're kissing the $1,000 mark. That's a lot of money. Now, for $1,000, I expect this phone to last forever. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. You expect it to hold up to everyday stuff. You expect it to not, break, bend, chip, whatever, crack at the first sign of, wear and tear. Granted, smartphones are fragile, as I do have a screen protector on this guy, but still, you want it to hold up. So this phone is not like a lot of the phones this year being a glass sandwich with glass on the front, glass on the back, and just a metal rail on the side. This is a more traditional style, but with the exception of, so you have all glass front, obviously, dual front facing speakers, and then you have a metal chassis, but the metal is coated, right? It's like it's a paint coating, it's a whatever coating. Anyway, it makes it feel smooth. It makes it slippery. And then you have a glass piece in the top. So obviously last year's the glass piece was bigger, and this was just like an anodized aluminum on the bottom. So I noticed it more with the black and less on the white, but this coating can absolutely come off. People on YouTube like Jerry Rig Everything has absolutely proven that this coating can scratch with maybe keys, maybe a razor blade, whatever. If you don't have a case on it and you're throwing this thing on tables and pockets, it'll get gouged up. I think for $1,000, that shouldn't be happening. Now, similar things happened with the iPhone 7 here with the Jet Black. So the Jet Black was a anodized metal, not anodized, but a high polished metal that even paying a premium, you got micro abrasions out the butt because of just what that material was like. Both of these, whether it be your super shiny Apple metal or this painted coating on the Google phone, I don't think it should be like that. I don't think this coating should come off. I mean, OnePlus coming in at $500 has beautiful colors and coatings that are very impervious to damage. I think they should have went that route. So maybe you think for $1,000 that this design, this painted metal just isn't for you, right? So there's that. And really, if you want to get right down to it, again, I will just say that the Pixel XL2 and Pixel XL, Pixel 2 XL, is a plain phone, right? It's a no-nonsense sort of phone. And I would compare it to, and most people will compare it to, Apple's iPhone, in the sense that it does what it's supposed to do, and it does it very well. With people like Apple who implement features maybe a little bit later, they make sure the features work. And the criticism against that is that companies like Samsung, who push boundaries all the time, may release a feature that's half-baked versus having a fully fleshed out feature like wireless charging or the Face ID, which works 90% of the time. One of those features for Google is the squeeze for Google Assistant. If it will, there you go. I have no internet connection, so it's not gonna do it, but so the squeeze for Google Assistant came from the HTC world of phones because they acquired them. And basically you squeeze it, you get Google Assistant. Google Assistant in my opinion, is one of the best virtual assistants out there today compared to Bixby and Alexa and Siri. Amazon's pretty good. I'd do it. I would rate it Google Assistant, Alexa, Siri, Bixby. Bixby for me is just a turd, and I don't see the point of it. But so you have a squeeze feature, and you know how many times I've hit that coming out of my pocket when, oh, gotta go, and then I gotta, you know, spam the home button until I get to what I want to do. Little things like that. So anyway, guys, this is my my ripping on the Pixel 2 XL. Now, don't get me wrong. I think this device is definitely one of the best that came out in 2017. I am highly anticipating what Google is going to do for its third iteration of this device. I hope better. You know, as much as people criticize the glass design, it does feel premium. The $1,000 iPhone feels more premium, personally, than the money spent on the Pixel for just about the same money. Now, I know people will argue about, you know, durability and things of that nature, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm spending a whole lot of money, or any of you are spending a whole lot of money, and I want whatever that money is worth to feel it, right? You could spend $8,000 on a crazy gaming laptop, but if it doesn't feel worth it, then it's not worth it. They gotta do a better job. So anyway, I'm Jared. I am from TechWorks. This was my beating up on the Pixel 2 XL. Please stay tuned for more videos. I plan to do a lot more in the future, getting some more Apple stuff in here because people love it. So that's it for today. I will see you again in the next one.